All right, this is a very rough and very rudimentary system performance shootout between Serato DJ Pro and Rekordbox. Let's do this. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to be using both applications for the same task and then monitor how much the CPU percentage is in Apple's Mac OS activity monitor. We're going to launch each program. We're going to load a song. We're going to have it analyze a song for BPM, key, and stem separation. And we're going to see which program is using more of the CPU. Our guinea pig here is a M1 Pro chip. This is a 10-core MacBook Pro M1 Pro that's got 8 performance cores and 2 efficiency cores in the CPU, as well as 16 cores in the GPU, which is not really going to be tested in this test. We're focusing mostly on the CPU percentage for Rekordbox and Serato. Shootout time, let's do it. First thing we're gonna do is launch. So I am launching Serato right now. You can see it's coming up on the screen, and we are monitoring the CPU percentage. Here we go. Serato just popped to number 1. It's saying 147%. I'll explain what that means. It's dropped down to 86.7%, and we're idling at 63.4. Serato is fully loaded. No controllers connected for this test. And it looks like Serato is idling at around 42%, 42.5% at idle. All right, it's time for Rekordbox. Launching Rekordbox. Here we go. It's coming up on the screen. It's popped up. We're at 47%, 276.9% at the spike, down to 71%. It has now fully loaded, and it looks like we're actually idling lower than Serato at 32.9%. So at launch, Rekordbox utilizes more resources, but when both programs are launched, it looks like Rekordbox utilizes less resources at idle. All right, we're back on Serato DJ Pro. This time we're going to import a song. It is currently idling at 62%. Interesting in Serato. And let's go ahead and drag a file in. This is a freshly downloaded song. It's going to analyze the waveform and analyze the stem data. And so it looks like we're peaking at around 130%. It's still pushing. So you can see Serato DJ Pro at the top of the list. It's down to about 119%. No status bar on this, which is interesting for Serato because it is definitely processing the stem data still. We're still at 120%. And remember, I don't have this plugged into any kind of a controller or anything like that, so I would assume that slightly more resources would be used for that. Still at 119%. It's pretty much done analyzing the stem data at this point. I'm gonna press play. You can see I can go to just the vocal, just the instrumental. So we're good there. And you can see we're back down to more idling percentages. Looks like it's down to about 50%, and it has fully loaded. So Serato spiked at around 120 and is idling at around 50. All right, we're back in Rekordbox. Rekordbox needs to be in performance mode, and that's because stem separation isn't available for the offline or export mode. Performance mode still works offline in Rekordbox, and if you look and see, we're idling at around 32%, so considerably lower idle this time for Rekordbox, which is interesting. Let's go ahead and load this brand new song in here, and you can see that it's taking a little bit longer for it to generate a waveform compared to Serato. And we're looking at the performance, and holy smokes, it is up to 230%, 214%. It's definitely working hard. We're up to 263. Holy smokes. Going back down, 136.1. You can see that the waveform has loaded, and there's this little status bar with Rekordbox showing you how far the stems have loaded as well, which I actually think is pretty convenient. And this M1 Pro chip's crunching away at it. Looks like we're right around 120 as well. This one's a little higher at 122 compared to Serato at 118. We just spiked at 125. It's still about halfway done analyzing the stems, and that's about the same length as Serato was as well, but we are using resources. We're up to 125 on average compared to, it's about a 5% difference, I would say, right? So is it negligible? Maybe, but it definitely is more than Serato was when it comes to the analyzation process. Rekordbox using a little bit more resources on the Mac OS and this CPU. It looks like they're about 2/3 of the way done. The phone is ringing at the shop. That's how we roll. And we're at 126% on the CPU. Still coming down, and it is just about done analyzing the stems. I'd say it took a little bit longer to analyze the stems. I will say that I do have the high resolution stem analysis active on Rekordbox. That is an option in Rekordbox. You have two different types of stem analysis. It just finished analyzing the stems, and we're back down immediately to 50%. Rekordbox is at 50% system resources, tracks fully loaded. So I would say that comparatively, Serato is using slightly less resources to analyze the stems. Rekordbox takes a little bit longer to analyze the stems, and in the end, Rekordbox seems to be idling slightly lower than Serato after the analysis. So what's my final take on this? Basically, it's pretty negligible as far as performance difference goes. And I bet you're saying to yourself, well, Billy, how come it was going over 100%? What do you mean that it's barely utilizing the resources? Well, basically, both of these programs are doing what's called multi-threading, and so they're using multiple cores at the same time. And technically, when the activity monitor reports 100%, that is actually 100% of a single core. And before the keyboard warriors come in and trash my rudimentary little experiment, yes, this is just running activity monitor. This is not a real benchmark, and we're just going over a rough percentage here. And so just a little fun little game, little shootout game. I hope you enjoyed it.